Praise be Jesus Christ. One of the most delightful saints in the church is Saint John Bosco. As a child, he would do acrobatics and circus tricks and draw the children from the neighborhood. And after he did his acrobatics and his circus tricks, he'd have a crowd. And then he started evangelizing those kids and sharing his faith with the children. And he went on to become a priest, and then he founded a religious order that works with especially underprivileged young people. And during his life, Saint John Bosco had a tremendous effectiveness. And what's interesting is he didn't adopt kind of the typical, you need to be strict and severe and have punishments for children when they don't behave. He didn't adopt that approach. Rather, he adopted a very kind of gentle, loving, patient approach with the children, and it was extremely effective. It worked. Now, where did he get this? Very interesting. What is the name of St. John Bosco's religious community? The Salesians. That's right. He learned this from St. Francis de Sales, great master of the spiritual life. He's a doctor of the church. And St. Francis de Sales, he kind of gave us what I call the gentle way. Kind of the approach that, we're not too severe on others and on ourselves, because that doesn't work as well as a wise, gentle, humble approach. Now, I'm discovering St. Francis de Sales' gentle way and appreciating it. And part of my discovery is the book of the month for December. It's Roses Among Thorns. Now, this is excerpts from St. Francis de Sales' correspondence, his letters with his directees. And what they've done is, from thousands of his letters, they've found the most beautiful little nuggets of his wisdom that kind of summarizes this gentle way. And this is just beautiful. If you want a nice introduction to St. Francis de Sales, if you want to get to know this great master of the spiritual life and the doctor of the church, this is, I call this filet mignon. You just get the best of the best of St. Francis de Sales in summary in a short little book. So this is the book of the month for December. And then, this is so cool, at the end of the month, the Vatican, Pope Francis is releasing a letter on St. Francis de Sales. And so what we're going to do with the School of Reading is we're going to study that letter during the month of January. And the Feast of St. John Bosco is at the end of January. So for February, we're going to study the life of St. John Bosco. And then, just to let you know, a while ago I talked about the secret book, the mystery book that I sent to all the students in the School of Reading, which, by the way, registration is closed. If you want to enroll in the School of Reading, it'll probably open in March for the spring-summer semester. But the book of the month for January, February, April, so the last month in the winter semester, is Strength in Simplicity. This is the little gem I was talking about. When I was reading this book, it's like my soul was thanking me. Just a beautiful book, Strength in Simplicity. So, our Lord Jesus says in Matthew 11, "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Viva Cristo Re.